I just have one waistcoat and then one pair of breeches as well, which may or may not have been ripped at certain times by doing a certain dance move.
In dit theater hier achter mij worden dromen bewaarheid. Voor 2 musicalacteurs. De ene droomt al jaren van deze doorbraak, de ander nog maar net. We hebben het over oude vriend Daniel Boyce, die de koning speelt, en Bente Moulan, die Eliza Hamilton speelt in Hamilton. Daniel, how long has it been?
I think it's been 10, nearly 11 years. I think
Yes.
we last saw each other,
Yeah.
and I was in Spamalot.
Yeah, we were talking about Spamalot.
Yeah.
We agreed upon reuniting 3 years later, 2017. That did not happen.
No, evidently it didn't. I don't remember why. I don't know what I was doing in
You
2017.
were busy. Let's say,
Probably.
yeah.
Yeah, let's just say that.
I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance.
Of course, I followed you through social media, like your online set during COVID times.
Yeah.
How did you survive those 2 years?
Obviously, COVID was a tricky time for anyone in the performing arts because there was literally no jobs. There was nothing. Our industry shut down completely. So we had to survive somehow. And there were things like you said, online. A lot of us went online and did cabarets or various, formed choirs or whatever, and we got paid to do things like
Yes.
that. A lot of online content rather than in person.
I paid no more than $7.50. What did you get from it?
Well, it all depends on how many 750s I got.
Those million viewers.
I made a couple of £100, I think. But it was fine. We all survived somehow, and
Yeah.
it's a strange thing that really happened now. It seems such a long time ago and such a bizarre world.
Back! Today we have the viral Dubai chocolate with pistachio and kanafa.
Well, during those years, you also became an influencer. You are a chocolate savant.
So the chocolate tasting is something which Chris, my partner, and I just did for fun. I can't even remember why we did the first chocolate review. I think our friend bought us a funny flavoured chocolate bar and said, "Oh, can you review it for us?" So we did, and we put it online, and people seemed to like it. So then we did more and more, and now we get sent chocolate to review. It's bizarre, and we're still doing it purely for fun, not for any other reason. I can say this truthfully: we don't do it for viewers. We do it because it's fun, but people seem to really like them. And I've been in, even both Chris and I've been into auditions where casting directors have said, "Oh, we love your chocolate reviews."
Yeah.
And recently, Marks and Spencer sent us a huge big box full of chocolate, so that was nice.
But to my delight, suddenly, I saw the news that my friend Daniel Boyce would star in the UK tour of
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
How did you manage that?
I
A
auditioned.
very prestigious part and a very prestigious musical.
Yeah, I've always been a huge fan of Hamilton ever since the album came out, and the King George III was a part that I always wanted to play one day. I auditioned for it for the London production once before. It didn't go my way that time, and then a couple of years later the tour came round and I auditioned again, and I got the job, and I couldn't believe my luck. I had a fantastic time on tour.
Let's start at the beginning. You started with liking the Hamilton cast album.
Yes.
But the Hamilton music compared to How I Know Daniel Boyce, two very opposites.
It is. I mean, for those who don't know Hamilton, there is a lot of rap music, R&B, but there is also a lot of there's a whole loads of different genres of music in Hamilton, which appeals to many different people. The role of the king doesn't have to rap or sing R&B or anything like that.
No.
His song is quite old, kind of English pop music, like the Beatles, I suppose, and that's where Lin-Manuel says he gets his inspiration from for the King. But you can't deny, whether you like rap music or not, when you go and watch Hamilton, it blows your mind away. He's a genius, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and he's, you know, this was a groundbreaking musical at the time and still is, and that's why it's such a huge success. You get people of all ages, youngsters, older people who know nothing about it, maybe coming along and just being, you know, swept away and blown away by this stunning show.
Yeah. My first problem with Hamilton was, me as a Dutch-speaking person, during the first 10 minutes I've heard at least 1 million words.
Yeah.
Did you, as an English-speaking citizen, understand all of it?
No, and I think everyone will say that.
Oh,
I think
okay.
everyone will say you can't possibly hear every single word the first time you watch it because it is so quick. Your brain has to focus straight away into this music, and like you say, there are so many words to it. But I think even Lin-Manuel has said that himself. He hopes the first time you watch it, that you'll understand the story and you'll pick out most of the lyrics, if not all of them. But that's the genius of it. You're going to want to see it again because also there's the whole politics. There's a lot of politics that will go over your head. And again, even he has said, you know, when it was coming here, someone said, well, will the British audiences know about the American politics? And he said, well, Americans don't know about American politics. So even the story can be at times confusing. But you're confronted with this stunning set, these beautiful costumes, ridiculously incredible choreography, and a beautiful cast. It's one of those shows that you do leave and think, I loved that. Yes, I didn't hear every word. I didn't quite know what was going on politically there. I need to see this again. And people do come back and back and back.
Yes.
And the more you see it, the more you kind of notice.
Rewinding again, how did you get the part? How hard was the auditioning process for the UK tour then?
So for the King has only got 3 songs in the show. He sings You'll Be Back, and then he sings 2 reprises. So there's actually a lot of material. But so the audition process is you have to learn all 3 songs, and basically you sing them back to back, which actually is more difficult than it sounds because they are the same song 3 times but different lyrics. So you do have to go, hang on a minute, which one am I singing now? And that's it. So I sung the 3 songs. You then have obviously the director's in the room and he works with you and you do it again and maybe do it again. And then you'll go away and maybe, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks later you come back, and everyone who auditions for Hamilton has to be approved by the original American creative team. So they film your audition for everyone involved in the show. And then you have to wait and wait and wait. I think I waited about 9 weeks for a decision.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I got the phone call from my agent saying, you've got it.
Yeah.
So.
But how do you build your audition performance? Did you study on the subject of King George?
I'm not going to lie, I did. I did a little bit of I didn't go into lots of depth. I looked up as much as I can about him and about the time when Hamilton, in the States back then. But the thing about the King is it's a comedy role, and so you've got to, although you're telling the truth, and he was he says some pretty nasty, clever things in the lyrics of the songs. You've also got to get that comedy, and that's obviously what they're looking for. Yes. So that's more what I worked on, and it's actually quite a hard song to sing. It's quite high, so I rehearsed the song a lot.
And the role was originated by Jonathan Groff from Spring Awakening. He is notorious for spitting into the direction of the first 3 rows. How is your spitting pattern?
Well, I'm pleased to say I don't have his problem. He's very open about that. He just says I think he says something like, I just have a very moist mouth. But weirdly, lots of people come to the stage door that I meet afterwards and they say, oh, you weren't spitting. I think they think it was a character choice, but actually it wasn't. It just is what he does when he performs. So no, I don't. There's no umbrellas in the front row or anything.
You mentioned the 3 songs King George sings, but sorry, I'm going to brag now. The first time I saw Hamilton, that was in Hollywood. And I saw Rory O'Malley in the part. And he also did some company appearances, especially in the second act.
Yes.
Are you attached to the same track?
Yes, so at the end, for the last, I'd say, 10 minutes of the show, we all become storytellers. That's why we're all in the same costume. They're called the parchment costume, and it's meant to represent unwritten parchment. So it's that kind of colour, because the last line we sing as a company is "Who lives, who dies, who tells your story." So we're mere storytellers. So I am in the ensemble. I'm not the king. I'm a storyteller.
About King George, the way he is represented. When I saw Hamilton in Hollywood, the people were laughing their A off during that song "I'll Be Back."
Yeah.
But those were Americans laughing at British stiffness.
Yes.
How do the people react here?
It's exactly the same, which again, they were worried whether that humour would work over here, because obviously we're British watching a British character. It still gets the laughs. I get the cheer when I walk on. Anyone who plays the king gets the cheer when they walk on. There's something about the character of the king. People absolutely love him. And I think the thing about it, and the way Lynn's placed where he comes on stage, both, all three times, he's done it in such a great way that it's light relief. And it's at exactly the right time. There's a lot of information to take in, and suddenly the king comes on, and the whole audience go, I can smile, and I can, sing along and laugh. But yeah, the humour, the lyrics that Lin-Manuel has written are so cleverly kind of waspish and biting, but with a smile on his face, and that's what's funny.
Yeah.
He talks about killing your friends and family. People think it's hilarious.
You'll be back, soon you'll see. You'll remember you belong to me. You'll be
I saw your performance once at Big Night of Musicals. They were shouting almost, the audience.
It was such an exciting night. I'd just opened in Manchester, so I think I'd been doing the show about 4 weeks. And then I was asked, would I like to go on the Big Night of Musicals? So it was in an arena in Manchester with 15,000 people. Daunting, but such an amazing time. And like you say, the audience were going absolutely crazy. And in a split second when it finished, I decided to stay in character rather than kind of smile and say thank you. So I just walked off in the arrogant way.
That was the key of your success, your exit.
Yeah, exactly. It was fun. It was really fun.
You now are the A cast of the Resident Hamilton.
Yes.
How did you get that?
So I was on the tour, and I did the tour for 15 months. We finished in January, and on our press night in Cardiff, which was our final venue on the tour, my agent rang, and out the blue, she basically said, "You've just been asked if you want to go into the West End production. How do you feel about that?" It was a very easy decision, because I love the show, I love the role, and obviously being in the West End production is, everyone's dream is to be in the West End, and also I get to be at home. As much as I loved the tour, being here, wearing this beautiful costume every night. And like I say, I can have my life in London, in my flat, and then I can go home every night, and I'm having the best time.
Yes, because how long ago was Avenue Q, your previous West End?
Yes, Avenue Q was December 2007 to January 2010, so a long time ago. It was a baby.
We both were.
Both were. Yeah, you haven't changed a bit.
Oh, you neither.
Well, I have under here.
Well, thank you, Daniel. I'm going to watch you July 25th.
Oh,
I hope you'll be there.
I will be here. It's so nice to see you.
And I'll wave.
Yeah, okay, I'll wave too.
And let's reunite in 10 years.
Yeah, let's do that.
En als gulle toegift gunde Daniel Boyce ons nog een blik op zijn prachtige kostuums voor Hamilton.
Daniel, your costume.
It's beautiful, isn't it? So this is my lovely costume. This is the jacket with this lovely brooch on it, which everyone asks how expensive it is, and I do know the answer, but I'm not going to tell you. So this is the lovely jacket.
It's your personal. There is a tag.
Yes, there we go.
Wow. And could you reveal, is there a spare one in case you tear?
Do you know what? There is not a spare one. I just have to hope I don't damage it. There have been a few incidences, but there are with all the costumes, and that's why we have an amazing team here who can quickly repair things mid-show. I just have one waistcoat and then one pair of breeches as well. which may or may not have been ripped at certain times by doing a certain dance move. Oh, I have to say, when I came back, so I had 3 months off from the tour before I started here, and they gave me my costume, and I put the waistcoat on, and let's just say it was a little bit tighter, so they've had to put a little panel down the back to let it out a bit.
Okay. That's the age.
Yeah.
We won't reveal. Okay, and that's the company costume?
Oh yeah, this is the one I wear at the end.
You
So
were
that's
talking about the last 10 minutes?
Yeah, so this is called the parchment costume, so that's like that.
Okay.
And
Wonderful.
I have a lovely long grey wig for that costume.
Yes.
And people say I look like I'm in Lord of the Rings. But I love it.